Hey, Decathlon gamer. Welcome back to PCM22 Career Mode, not Career Mode, Classic Puncher. Sorry, episode 25. We are now at the Paris-Nice race. It is already stage 3, as the first two stages were sprints. Now, the team assignment is points classification, so I miss out on that one a little bit, as through that quick sim, we didn't feature in those sprints at all, so we're sitting on 0 points. So, personally, with some team support, we're going to try to score some points now by going for the win and not for the intermediate sprints. We're going to see what we can do about the stage. 3-minute gap to a small breakaway of 3. It's been a very, very easy ride so far, and the pace really has just picked up here with 74k to go. And none of the climbs from here to the finish, none of them are hard. So it's going to really take some tempo. If it's not provided at the front of the peloton before too long, I'm going to start committing guys to that, bringing my team forward and pushing on towards the finish, because harder is better, as I am a puncher slash sprinter, and without the proper run out, it's going to be a sprinter's day easily. I need to combine tempo to make it hard, plus the stamina to help keep me going, good flat rating to keep me going. I don't have the mountain rating so much, but harder is definitely going to be better, I think, for me down the stretch. 53k to go, and we are now seeing it looking pretty dang hard. Those front three aren't going to last much longer. We're seeing some quick changes to the field, and I've got some teammates that are a ways back. We need to bring guys forward. Bowden already on place here, so we'll just kind of bring everybody up. We'll sort them out later. 46k to go. We're seeing yo-yoing again in the field. There you go. Bring it back forward. 150 now. Guys are pushing a little too hard, a couple of them, but otherwise, no worries. Let's also up our effort, as we want to kind of hold position here. 79. 2 minutes now, the gap. And the biggest climb, not much of a climb, but the biggest climb is coming soon. So I think that's where we will start to take control. It's a little far out to be proper sprint train and just go, but it's definitely not too far to try to put the field under a fair bit of pressure. 93-ish type effort. 34k to go. Bowden now trying to go get water, so I don't even have that support. We are almost in place. Bowden the only one that's not. Latour looking like the weakest guy of the day with poor race day condition, yes. So we'll drop him to the back of the lineup, and then we will put him on the protect assignment. Let's wait on Bowden a little bit before we kick things off. We need the water anyway, so be patient. Bowden, nearly done. Okay, now we can have a go. 28k to go. It actually allows us to go a little bit harder. Here we go. Things on the move. We'll see what we can do about making this race difficult. We'll have to keep an eye on what that effort's going to look like. But you can see right now there's really not much push in the peloton at all. So we're going to help these guys get through. Get out front. Make it happen. There's Bowden with him. There's Ferron. Oh, now I'm the only one that gets left behind? Really? I was in the best position, but trying to get in order causes me to lose 10 wheels? Latour now pushing on as we actually do get through the climb through here. But again, this is just about making it hard right now. Pulling the front just two now. Back fairly quickly. Latour going 99 as he has no red bar left. It's still going to make it hard. You can see nobody's recovering. He's still putting in a decent amount of effort. 22k to go. Front two are split up. And we're starting to put everybody in a difficult spot. There is a point available at the sprint, but we're not going to bother with that. Okay, time to respond to that. Now with a 99, with a 96. I've got full red bar. Vachlin is looking really good with his +5 race day condition. And we are now at the front, in control, and about to go over the top. We're going to descend for a little while with 2 little hills on the way to the finish. Guillermo's done, so on to Bowden. 16K. Definitely close enough to keep working hard. Latour, Guillermo's very little left in the tank for them. Peloton down to 83 and is split plenty early to cause some time losses out there and maybe catch out a few sprinters. Mostly downhill, 13.8, so we're going to push on pretty hard here. 98 for now. Splitting the field off a little more, 5 riders out the back. Okay, 99 I think from here on out, 11K to go. With just 2 little hills. Ferron getting ready to take over here in a moment. 10K to go. Kind of as soon as we hit this hill, we'll let Bowden get us to the hill, and then Ferron's going to take over. There's the hill. 9K to go. Okay, back to a 97. It's uphill through here. And Bowden, try to get on board if you can. Slightly wrong position, a little too late on that grab.
Attack by Pitcock.
And Ferron negating anybody else's attack and getting it now to a front 8. We get some separation over the field, and we've got 4 of the 8 as Ferron finishing the job. Let's go 98. Drop to the back here. And do I want to wait right till 6? Right till 6. There you go. 2 and 2 chasing, trying to get involved in this thing, but we are set up so well now for the end. Now this finish is right at about 3. It is right at a 3, and it's just under 3K. 2.9K to go now. 2.3. Full 99, full gas. Drop to that back again. Give me that little space behind everybody else. Joining us, Chavez, Pache, but not much of a sprinter. Not much of a sprinter. Pidcock is a bit of a threat, and so is Magnus Cort Nielsen, but neither is major. None of those 3 are major. We are well positioned here. Very well positioned with 1.7K to go, 1.6K to go. We will sprint shortly, and go. Sprint for Vachlin, because I know it's going to hurt me a little bit, so I wanted to wait. Now finishing my sprint, and we have separation. We've got a stage win. We have got a stage win comfortably ahead. Vachlin makes it the 1-2 as well. Cort Nielsen 20 seconds behind. Pidcock, Ferron gets 5th. Penho and Chavez. And then we've got over a minute to the other chasers. Let's see how many time gaps we are given. But this is going to put us in a very strong position in this race. Front 7 all get same time. Then we see 8th place at 50 seconds. Even though I saw a minute, but hey, that's okay. We'll take 50 seconds. Groups were spread out all over the place, but that's everybody down to 91st, and then it drops to 304. But at least we do have that 50-second gap plus the 10-second time bonus. Puts me into the race lead 2 seconds ahead of Vachlin. Penho is 4 seconds down. Magnus Cort is 4 seconds behind as well. Pidcock is 6. Ferron and Chavez. Looks like I was a few seconds down in the overall compared to everybody else. Don't know what happened, how that happened, where that happened. Sam Bennett clearly was somebody who had a 6-second gap over most. And you're looking at a few seconds time gap here and there as well for many others. 56 is the standard that most people were at. So you were looking at little time bonuses for lots and lots of riders through those first 2 stages, and I seem to be in that 56-second gap group. but we're in the race lead now, though it's close. That is my first World Tour victory and first distinctive jersey that I get to wear. So that's 100 bonus points. That's going to be enough to level up. Likewise, leading the race and young rider and taking the stage win adds, well, not a hefty points haul, but a modest 27, getting us a quarter of the way through our next level. And this one does come with improvement of attributes. It is that type of level. So excited for this. What can we do with it? Well, I don't necessarily believe this is the best option that I have right now. Sprinter would provide 4 key points. Puncher is only going to provide 3 key points. However, I'm fearing that our punchy side, our hills rating, is dragging behind right now. Now, Northern Classics would also come with 3 or just 2 key points. I think it was 3. So it would offer something similar, and it would make us strong in our cobble rating, getting to 80 plus. But I fear right now, of my key attributes, mountain and hills are the ones that are hurting the most. Unfortunately, puncher would only be a +1. And whether it's through climber or stage racer, we get a +1 to mountain and nothing to hills. If you could get a little of both, I think we'd be really well set. For me, right now, our key attributes are this: flat, mountain, hills. So how quick we go in those 3 disciplines. And then the sprint and survival side of things. So cobble rating, obviously, is going to be really important in certain disciplines, but only so often. The sprint is something you need regularly. So the sprint and acceleration. Acceleration is going to impact multiple areas, and it looks like it's going to be ultimately our greatest attribute the way things are shaping up. And then stamina, right? The longevity, the ability to stay in there. With the new model for energy consumption, recovery only matters a little. It only matters at the Grand Tours, really. Otherwise, recovery is not going to impact anything else. So 3 races out of a year, are you even going to do all 3? You might do 1 or 2 of those. Recovery becomes one of the least important attributes as a result. Resistance used to be super important. I think it mattered more than stamina in last year's game. This year, easily, it is flipped. Stamina matters the most. You want a decent amount of resistance, you want a decent amount of recovery, but stamina is by far the most important of those bottom 4 attributes. Barrador is still by far the least important overall attribute. Downhill matters, but only in very circumstantial type stages, downhill finishes. So like cobble's useful for a certain type of race. Downhill's useful for a certain type of profile. Both only used occasionally. Time trial and prologue, same situation. Making the important ones stamina to stay in there, and then flat to ultimately stay in there. Flat rating is not about your lead up to the sprint, I don't think, unless you're a lead out rider, right? We need somebody with a good flat rating as a lead out rider. But for me, it's about saving energy. Stamina is about saving energy. Mountain, about saving energy. That's what those 3 are for. And then for producing wins, it's hills, cobbles, sprint, acceleration. If I do sprinter, I'm getting 2 points in that particular area where it counts, and 2 points in the useful support. For puncher, we're getting 2 points for that win push and 1 point in stamina. It's less. It's only 3 key points. Doesn't help that flat rating, but that flat rating doesn't matter quite as much. I think what matters here is that of the key ones that we have. Gosh, I don't know. Am I going to do it again? Am I going to do one more level? Because what's the lowest of the 4 get you to win stats? It's the sprint. It's not the hills. Gobble's already good. Acceleration's already good. Either one is going to help the acceleration. But which one? The sprint? I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the sprint because I'm also getting the flat while you're at it. And it's the lowest of my 4 key get you the win kind of stats. Hills and sprint have to be the 2 focus points right now. Acceleration, byproduct, not worried about it anymore. Cobble, I do still want to push that into the low 80s to really get good in that discipline, but we're on hills more often. But you need to sprint no matter which, right? Whether it's punchy, whether it's cobbled, whether it's flat. You have to sprint. So the acceleration, good to have. The sprint, also good to have. So I suppose I'm going to take another one for sprint, but I have to commit points to hills. We've just unfortunately had level after level after level that hills has not been good. My potential, it's still 82 for hills, but we're not getting anywhere with it. Cobble's 85. Sprint and acceleration, 83, 85. Those are the ones I want to push, but I just haven't been getting anything, while sprint has consistently been better lately. And actually, that's not even where we're at. That's 80, 85, 82. See, potential's 82, but we're getting points for sprint when we're not getting points for hills right now. Anyway, that is that. Let's continue on from the race lead. So setting off on this 11K, well, like 10.9K individual time trial, we're obviously going to lose the race lead, but if we stay close enough, we might still have a chance in the overall, especially if we can replicate what we did in that previous stage. Remember, we have a 56-second advantage over most of the field at this point. Anyway, so far, so good on this one, and the approach I'm taking is, if you put the effort in earlier, I think it's going to be better. Those guys, like Ferron right now versus Vacalin, I think Vacalin's going to have a better time than Ferron. From what I've been seeing, when you push consistently throughout in this individual time trial, your time ends up being pretty good. When you wait till the last 500 meters and then just attack the final 500 meters, which is a bit of a climb, by the way. There's definitely a bit of a climb in those final few hundred meters, but when you wait till the last moment to attack, you're not gaining enough time. You gain a few seconds, sure, but you're losing a minute over the lead up to it by just generally going slower. Our 2 fastest guys are the ones who pushed early on, and then yeah, look how quick that came. 56 seconds down. See, I probably could have been 5 to 10 seconds faster pushing an 87 throughout versus an 86, but that was still the right idea. You can see how I was much closer to those 2 guys who did what I was talking about than I was to the rest of the team who backed off and waited till the last moment to attack. But balancing the undulation on an individual time trial is really hard to get right with only 1 rider. Really easy to do with 8 riders because you can judge it by practicing with 3 or 4 guys till you get it right. Straight off the bat with just 1, watching your teammates can help a little bit, but it only gives you so much of a sample size to really judge how much effort you need. Feedback really helps, real life too, on that. The guys who set out first go first. There's a reason why, if it's stage 1, there's a reason why your best time trialists go last. It's not just for getting them on TV out in front of everybody. It truly is about getting some guys out there to test how much effort to give, how much wattage to put out throughout. Works the same here. I am second in the young rider classification behind my teammate Vaclin, so that's really cool that we are a 1-2 in that classification right now. And even after that, let's say poor time trial, I'm still fifth in the overall. Magnus Cort is up to the race lead. Vaclin actually sits in second place, which is phenomenal, and I am 1 second behind Yves Lampard and Nielsen Palace. So we're 1 second off the podium right now, which is great. We're in a really strong position still for this race, despite time trialing not being our thing. Stage 5 is where I'm going to need team support, and I'm going to need a good race day condition draw. But the weather's bad. 10 degrees and cloudy, and recovery is poor for me. So now that we're on to stage 5, that's starting to kick in. So there's a good chance I'm going to have a -1. -1 would be okay. With a 98% fitness, that should just about neutralize things a bit for me to basically be 0. In which case, Tomir and Vaclin could be of use. But of course, Vaclin's in second. We don't want to take that away from him. I'd love to see him win and me finish in second in this race. So Bowden, let's hope we just have some support. If I'm on my own, these Cat 1s could be really tough for me. My dream of a good day has been dashed mightily. I have a -5 race day condition draw. The overall team has a really big negative draw outside of Tomir, who picked up a +5. And Vaclin, who got his expected, he was expected a +3, right? They were both expected +3, and then you had somebody else with a +2 expected. So that was a +6 net, and then how many other guys? 4 other guys out there with -1s. So +2 as a team was the expected. I don't think this looks like that, does it? We've got a -14 and a +8. So -6 on the day. Not the expected draw, and certainly not for me. -4 draw. It is what it is, you know? You just got to deal with it. I just don't know how well we might do. I mean, I'm going 70 effort right now, and this climb is kicking my butt. 62 mountain rating today, and 70 stamina is it's not going to go too well. I do not think I'm going to be around in the GC conversation after this one. Now, I do believe Paris-Nice has a couple mountain stages ahead of us that would have ruled me out of the GC anyway. But it would have been nice to, be in contention for another stage win today. But we have gotten one, so there is that. We could be kind of jumping to the last stage fairly soon, though, to try to collect some XP for whatever overall. And May, as Ferron on a -5, is all alone in no man's land and just got reeled in. I may be pushing for that points classification at some point here, because we're going to probably be out of the GC. I'm 13th on 25 points, though. All I've done is win that one stage and not scored points otherwise. That's only good enough for 13th right now. And yeah, I don't know if we're going to still be in contention for any kind of jersey going forward. In fact, now we could see over this next climb, I think I might still be there. I think I might still be in the group by the end of this climb, but I think I'm going to be very low on energy with not much time to recover. You can see just how quickly I'm dropping off right now. Ferron, he's the first, though, as he was spending the day in the break. And I end up getting dropped anyway without running out of energy. Drifted to the... I wasn't at the back, but I drifted back to save energy. I didn't have much left in the tank. Now I'm getting dropped proper on this little climb and getting picked up by some other guys. So there's that. Let's see just how quickly that 62 mountain is just slaughtering any hopes I had of the day. Try to recover position a little bit, but yeah, I've really gone backwards fast. Will Plankart work with me a little bit? Not really. And we We can't ride too hard right now. I have good flat, of course. Well, not so good flat today. It's only a 74. And with that Cat 1 coming, I really can't afford to expend much energy right now as such a weak climber. So let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. We'll see if there's any favorable profile in the last 3 stages, but I do think there's a couple mountain stages in those 3. And I'm out of contention for any jersey at this stage. And not even making contact with these guys is definitely hurting what is to come for the climb. There you go. At least bridged the gap, but you can see a couple guys riding on, leaving the rest behind. So not much left to offer for these last 3 stages, but at least we got 1 stage win out of it. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.